Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, it's time for another Prepper Pantry cooking video. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to make the simplest rice dish that there is. Okay, this is so simple that anyone can do this. It's not complicated at all. These are all the spices that you need right here. This, and this. I'm going to show you what each of them are. But the main reason I'm doing this is because one of our community members led me on to this seasoning right here. And as you can see, it says SAZON Seasoning, which is supposed to be mimicking this Sazon Goya. Now, as you may know, for those of you that have been following me for a while, this Sazon Goya has MSG in it, right? And a lot of people don't like it because it has MSG, right? But to each their own. I have no problem with that. However, this Sazon, this imitation of the Sazon Goya, it's all natural, and as you can see the ingredients right there, it has salt, garlic, cumin, coriander, annatto, and paprika with no MSG. So it seems that it's all natural. I haven't tried it yet. This is going to be the first time, so I want to try it out and let you guys know what it's like. That way, if it's good, I'll put it in my Amazon storefront. If it's not, I won't. All right, so like I said, we're going to need 2 cups of rice, which as you can see over here, it's already in my pot. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of this Sazon seasoning. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of adobo. In this case, we're going to use a pint of black beans. However, we're not going to cook the black beans with the rice. All right, we're going to mix it in separately later on. That's a good idea. In case, like in this household, my wife likes pinto beans. I like black beans. So I'm going to take some of this rice and mix it in with the black beans, whereas she can take and mix some of the rice with pinto beans if she wants beans in her rice. All right, so let's get started. In addition to this, we're going to need 2 cups of water, and we're going to need some oil. Okay, about 3 or 4 tablespoons of oil. You can use whatever kind of oil you would like. And I made a mistake. It's not 2 cups of water. I'm going to show you about the water here in a second. All right, so let's go ahead and open up our beans. As you can see, I pressure canned these in August of this year. And that's a really good way to save money, ladies and gentlemen. If you buy your beans dry and you pressure can them, you're able to get about 3 or 4 times as much for the same amount of money. And that's what I do around here. So now that we got our beans open, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pour the liquid of the beans in this measuring cup. I'm going to go ahead and rinse them out and use that water to put in this measuring cup. Between the juice from the beans and the water, you want to end up with a total of 3.5 cups of liquids. All right, now that we got most of the liquid off these beans, we're going to take them and set them to the side. And as you can see over here, we have about 1 1/3 cups of fluids. We're going to go ahead and add water to it until it's about 1.5 cups. I'm sorry, not 1.5 cups, 3.5 cups. Okay, now that we've got all our liquids, we're going to put this to the side. We're going to go and add our seasonings and our oil to our rice and then start it up. This is what your sazon looks like, and it actually smells pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and put a teaspoon of this in there. Teaspoon of salt. And about a 1/2 teaspoon of adobo. That's all we need. Now we're going to go ahead and put some oil in there. Anywhere between 3 to 4 tablespoons of oil. It's 1. That's good enough. And now we're going to put our liquids in there. We're going to turn our burner on, stir it around, and wait until it comes to a boil. And now that we have it up to a boil, all we have to do is give them one last stir. And then we're going to cover it we're going to turn on our smallest burner on the stove, and we're going to put it on the lowest setting, and we're going to move the pot on there, and then we're going to start our timer for 30 minutes. Don't take this lid off until that timer goes off. Actually, let it sit for a few minutes, 3 or 5 minutes after the timer goes off, and then it'll be ready for the next step. It is all done, ladies and gentlemen. Let's open it up and see what it looks like. All right. It smells pretty good. Now let's take a look. Oh, look at that. Came out good. I'm kind of excited to see what it tastes like. I'm going to give it a little taste by itself before I put beans in it. But I wanted to show you how I'm going to put the beans in it. That way, like I said, if there's people in your household that like different types of beans, like in this one, you don't have to put them all in the dish while you cook them. You can separate it. Let me go ahead and put a little bit of this in a bowl so we can give it a taste test, and then we'll go to the next step. And there you go. We have some in here. Let's see what this tastes like. I have a feeling it's going to taste pretty good because it smells pretty good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you what. I know why rice is such a popular dish all over the world, because it is so versatile. And the seasoning that I put on there, the sazon, it tastes really good. So I think I'm going to go ahead and order me some more of those little packages or those bottles of sazon, because it's really good. It's got a great taste. And as you can see, we didn't put a lot in there. So now what I like to do is I just like to put some beans in here. You can put as much as you want in your own personal serving, and you don't have to put anything else in there. And look at that. That right there is a meal. Now, if you wanted to add some extra seasoning to this, you can, but you don't have to. The seasoning that you saw me put in here is just fine. It tastes just fine. If you want to warm up the beans, you can. And you don't have to. Me personally, like whenever I put beans on top of rice that's already been cooked, like whether it be beans like this or green beans, I don't mind not warming them up. I think it's a good mixture of the beans at about room temperature or pantry temperature and the heat of the rice. So let's give it a try with the beans. Look at that. And this is a quick meal to make. Cheap meal to make. If you want, you can add a meat to this, and it's just, you know, just fine. I mean, you have everything you need right here. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what, this is an excellent meal. I mean, I would say that you don't even need meat for this meal. It is filling and it tastes really good. And like I said, if you want to put peas in here, you can. If you want to put gandules or pigeon peas in there, you can. If you want to put a little bit of corn in there, this would make a great filling. If you wanted to make burritos, put some of this in there along with the meat and some cheese. You've got some burritos. There are so many things that you can do with this, but the most important thing is that this tastes great. It really does. And it's easy to make, and you don't need a lot of ingredients for it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so let me know what you think. I hope that you guys try this and try this method. Instead of cooking the beans with the rice, try like this, because look at how much rice we have left. That's all the rice that we still have left. And look at this. Still have about another 2 servings of beans in here, maybe 3, that we can use to make another 2 or 3 dishes just like this. And we have plenty of rice left over to mix it with something else. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got something out of this, and I hope you guys enjoyed your week and that you enjoy your weekend even more. We'll see you guys on Sunday during our live stream. I think I'm going to do a Q&A for this Sunday, so bring your questions with you, especially those of you that are just beginning preppers, so that we can help you guys out and help the community out as a whole. Having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place. And you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper. I'm out.